Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Today's video, I wanted to share just some collection stuff. Now, if you're building your own whiskey collection or whiskey setup, bourbon, whatever, first off, don't be ashamed if you have a collection. Some people don't seem to like the fact that other people may have bottles of bourbon that just sit on the shelves, but you know what? I think it's kind of cool, and there's a reason why. And one thing is, if let's say, well, let's just go through what I'm talking about, and I'll kind of elaborate as I go along. So, one thing I like to do, and I wholeheartedly recommend you do this, is purchasing discontinued bourbon or rye or whatever. So, like for example, I got this down in Kentucky some years ago, Heaven Hill 90 proof green label, and I was told at the time that it was if I remember right, it was Kentucky only. Plus, it was being discontinued by Heaven Hill. And it was like $15. So grab a bottle. So that's what I did. And this is basically a conversation piece. Whoever sees this bottle in pictures or on video, they're like, hey, how much do you want for that? I've gotten offers of like $60 to $75 for it. But I like having it here in the collection. Someday I may open it and try it. But to be honest, I'm not a big Heaven Hill fan. There's some stuff that I do like from them, but it to me, what else? I also have a bottle of the previous release of the Bottled and Bond white label. It looked like this type of bottle with a white label, similar label. Yeah, but white. And that's over there. I only had so much room here. And another one, like this Jim Beam Repeal batch. I think it's been discontinued. I have not seen it since I got this bottle about 2 years ago. Maybe a little over 2 years ago up in Michigan. I tried it at a friend's house and it's really tasty, but it's cool. It's a cool bottle with a cool label, and I may open it at some point on a special occasion just to try it out. And maybe when I do, you'll be the first to know. There's a couple others. Now these are a little bit more accessible right now. So if you see either one of these, just grab them. Grab a bottle or two because you won't be able to get them anymore. Ezra Brooks 90 proof rye and Ezra Brooks 90 proof bourbon. Both are discontinued. If you see them, grab them. Same thing right now. You can find the Jim Beam 86 proof black. This is how much I'm enjoying it. You've seen me a couple of weeks ago open this bottle. This is such a nice, buttery, smooth bottle of bourbon. And you know what? I've got my backup, but my local liquor store here in town has like 8 bottles of it. So, if it's something that you like, stock up on it. These bottles are, again, discontinued. They do look nice on the shelf. And if you choose at some point to open them, that is your business. You don't have to. If you want to open them in 30 years, that's your business. You don't have to do it. So I'm going to put these to the side. And in line with that, I'll put this back on the shelf. Good stuff. I've always poo-pooed on Jim Beam bourbon, but now that I've opened my eyes a little, some of that stuff's really good. Another thing, I don't have too many of these, but I brought these out just as representation. When you see, like, let's say Old Turkey, Wild Turkey changed their label, I was able to grab a bottle of the previous label version. Still nice to have up on the shelf. And, if I want to open it in 10, 15 years, it'll then be a nice vintagey bottle of that. So, and then the other one, uh, it's funny. Once I well, after I moved out here, I would drink Rebel Yell bourbon, like back when I lived in Idaho. That was one of my bourbon selections. And then after I moved here, I noticed it was changed to Rebel. But I did find this at a liquor store down in Kentucky about 2 years ago. And I was in Maryland a few weeks ago. We were doing a puppy delivery, and I saw a few bottles of this in a liquor store there. I should have gotten another bottle or two. Um, but again, and I think there's like $15. So if you see any bottles like this floating around, just grab it and hold on to it, put it on the shelf. It, for me, in my opinion, it makes for a nice varied display collection. I'm going to keep using that word collection. And then this last one, I actually found this bottle at an estate sale last year, and I'm going to mention it for a reason. This is an Old Forester 86 proof bottle, and if you find something like this and it's clean, you want to clean it out, rinse it out really good, let it dry. I mean, you can take your modern day 86 proof Old Forester and use this as a nice little decanter, nice conversation piece. So that's it for this part of the thing. But I'll show you one other cool thing I like to collect. I might have two, but here's one more. All right, so another thing I kind of got into was dated and limited release stuff. So like this Castle and Key, I've got 2 bottles of Castle and Key small batch bourbon. This one is a batch 6 from 2022, which I haven't tried. Obviously, it's still sealed, but I'll try it one day. So stuff that's dated and limited release stuff. Here's the Maker's Mark 2021 FAEO2 limited release. I'd like to try it. I just don't have anyone to really try it with. And I do have somebody I have some friends I would love to crack this open with, but they're several thousand miles away. Let's see, do I have anything else here? I have some, oh yeah, like, this is something cool. So I got this in a trade from a buddy in Idaho. This is a Booker's release. This is the Bardstown batch 3 from 2021. So now this is a 3-year-old bottle of bourbon. So I mean, it may not be spectacular, but in about 12 years, I can go to this and say, hey, this is a 15-year-old bourbon. Not that it's going to age or anything in the bottle, but then it's more of like a vintagey bourbon, and that's cool. So in the meantime, just have it on display in your collection. Then the other thing I really like are signed bottles. So if you go, let's just do this. Like, so up in Idaho, I went to Koenig Distillery about 1.5 years ago. This is their one of their limited barrel proof selections, and I had Andy Koenig sign the bottle for me. I've got several other signed bottles from smaller distilleries, but you go to like Peerless. I got the master distiller there to sign this bottle of Peerless small batch. We've got from Bardstown, what's his name, Nick Smith. He signed a Fusion Series bottle. And, the granddaddy of all, Jimmy Russell, with a Wild Turkey 101 signed bottle. So these are just some cool items to have in your collection. Whether you decide to open them at some point or not, that's up to you. But they are cool conversation pieces. They're cool little things that would make your collection or your whiskey den maybe a little bit more unique from other friends. And again, cool conversation pieces, things to show off. And when in the case of the distillers, if you meet them in person, whether it's Andy Koenig up in Idaho or Jimmy Russell, you get to meet them, talk to them, and just share your passion for bourbon and for their products with them. Jimmy Russell, surprisingly accessible, and loved chatting with me and my buddy Jason from Idaho. Talk about him a lot. So anyway, there you go. Just some cool suggestions for you and things I enjoy doing here for my collection as well. So until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Hope your next pour is your best pour. We'll catch you soon, and thanks so much for watching. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.